Welcome to the adaptive approach to Fortnite Zero build. This isn't just gameplay. This is the blueprint to getting better. Whether you play with a disability or you're just trying to look to get better at the game, this is the series for you. The blueprint starts here. The series will focus on how you can play Fortnite Zero build as someone with a disability. The first thing that we're going to cover today is settings. In this section, I'm going to go over settings that are mostly tailored to people with disabilities so they can have a better start at the game and a better understanding of what to expect with each setting. The next thing we're going to cover would be mindset. Mindset is very important with these types of games. You have to have a very calm mindset with shooters or any type of game with a weapon. This isn't just some open world game. It's survival of the fittest. And third, we will finally go over playing to your strengths. This one is going to be very important, and I do want to add a note that you're gonna have to lock in. Saying everybody's gonna have their own strengths is true, and you have to play to your strengths. That's tailored to you. But I will give you advice on how to play to your strengths through live gameplay commentary. So let's get into it. Let's go to my settings to start off. Okay. So the first thing we're going to start off with is video. And video is very important, and I think a lot of people should overlook this. I think a lot of people overlook this and don't really see the purpose behind it. But there is a big purpose to the video sense and how your how your video is placed. A lot of people have different types of video outputs, mostly with PC. They have something that's called so it would be frames per second. I don't have a PC personally, but I know some of my friends that do, and their frames per second are like 120 to something. I don't really know like the statistics or anything around that, so I'm not gonna get far into that. I don't want to say something that isn't true, but I want to talk about a couple of things I want to talk about. The first thing that I wanted to mention would be brightness. Brightness is very important. in a game like this. You have to be able to have the ability to see from far. So the brightness of your screen is very important to how far you're going to be able to see. So if you want to be able to see an enemy from like 100 meters out, like you're going to need a high brightness. Mine is at 150 right now. I don't really plan to change it. I'm not like gonna do anything to change it. The interface contrast, I don't really know what this is about. The colorblind mode in Fortnite is actually, it's very helpful for people who can't see certain color schemes. I think that is very important when it comes to being able to play a certain game if you're colorblind, because you're gonna have the ability to adjust your screen to a certain point to where like you can see the objects. So say I did have it off, but I was doing a demonstration before. So like say with this one, you see how it's a little darker? Like it's lighter again, then a little lighter. A lot of people that I meet that have colorblind issues keep it like right here, because sometimes they can't see like the bright colors like this, or like even like that. There's a lot of strengths to it. There's up to 10, I think. Yeah. So there's up to 10. But there isn't really much to say about the colorblind. You can play around with it when you're in the game. Like I'm not gonna play around with it because obviously I don't need to. I'm gonna go to the third and final thing with this setting on video, and that would be the motion blur. The motion blur is definitely a helpful setting. If people who get nauseous or get very lightheaded when seeing certain rapid movements, this reduces that. So I would advise everyone to keep it off, because if you turn it on, it's just gonna allow the motion blur, and if you have like say you have seizures or like anything like that, like this could provoke like a seizure. So I just keep it off because it's easy for me. That's it on that one. So let's go to the second. Okay, so game. I don't really play around with the matchmaking region or the language because I'm not like I don't. This is just default. But what I do want to talk about is the movement. These movement ones right here. Oh, sorry. Toggle sprint is very nice to use when you have it on, sprint is set to one press. You don't have to hold down the R3 button. You don't have to hold down anything like that. You can just press it and you'll slide and sprint at the same time. The auto open doors is basically how it's said. If you run into a door, it will automatically open for you, so you don't have to take your hand off the joysticks or anything. The mantle activation and the hurdle activation kind of go hand in hand because they're both used by the same button. So mantle activation is hold jump, so I would have to hold X down and move the left stick up to hurdle. Well, mantle, sorry. And then to hurdle over objects, I would have to just press on X and hold forward the left stick. That's basically it for that one. Oh, I do want to go over this. So preferred item slots are very helpful because you don't. A lot of pro players like to mix around their loadout and put assault rifle in one slot, shotgun in another, SMG, then heals and mobility. I'm not that way because it's really hard for me to do all that at once when I'm trying to fight, and if a enemy comes, I would just automatically lose that fight because I would be too focused on figuring out where I want my stuff in my loadout to be. So I have my slot 1 would be my assault, and then my slot 2 would be my shotgun, and then I just have these 3 unassigned so I can put basically anything in them. I'm actually going to change this while I'm at it. Okay. So, and the one thing I would recommend is having 2 healing slots, because it is very crucial to have healing in your arsenal when you're in a fight. If you get tapped and get tapped for a lot of the damage, you're gonna have to heal up, and if you don't have any heals, you're basically dead on the spot. So that is one of the things that I would definitely think about. So that's it for the game. So let's go. So wireless controller. And I'm just gonna make this, I'm not gonna do any of this on top. So going down to sensitivity. So I have mine set at 4 and 4. These 2 cancel out because I have used advanced options on. If I didn't have, say I didn't have those on, I would just have, this would be my settings. This would be my settings, only. But when I turn them on, and I come down here, the advanced look sensitivity is what you're mainly going to run when you're fighting. These aim and look sensitivity up here cancel out completely, so they don't really matter that much. But if you don't want to use the advanced option to turn this off, you would only be having to worry about this, like aim sensitivity and look sensitivity, so you wouldn't have to really worry about much. So yeah, just gonna go through this and okay, so look dampening time. The look dampening time is the expected look rotation speed, and that's applying to the initial input. So whatever you put it on, it will kind of have a delay for that amount of seconds until it turns. So say I put mine to, let's say, 10 seconds. It's gonna take 10 seconds for me to be able to look left or right. And this is gonna allow me for small adjustments just by tapping the right stick or left stick, whichever one you use. So the look input curve is basically how it sounds. It defines the input of how the right stick is processed. Linear is raw stick input, so that's what I use, and exponential causes smaller stick movement to have less an effect, allowing for more precision. The one that I would suggest for beginners would be exponential. I did exponential for I don't know how many months, and I just switched over yesterday. But it was very helpful for practice and everything else. So controller dead zones, if you look at it, so the left stick dead zone, you see how I'm able to do it really quickly? That's because it's on a low setting. Say I put it at 50. It's gonna take longer. It's gonna take longer for the stick to recognize the movement. So I would personally suggest that you do not put it above 10, because that might cause stick drift in your controller, and that is very hard to fix or try to get used to. This isn't really anything important. Oh, I did want to. So the foot controller, if you guys have ever heard of it, it's like a controller for disabled people who have trouble using a regular joystick controller. You can use it for like driving or like anything like that. So like driving the vehicles. But obviously I don't have that, so. But that's basically it for the settings. I wanted to. What's next? Okay. So next we are gonna go over Next, we're going to go over the mindset portion of the episode. So I'm going to go into a creative map and I will demonstrate some of these examples that I'm gonna give out to you right now. Let's make sure this is private so I don't have to. And yes, if you notice it, I am at level 205, so that can say a lot about me. I forgot how long it takes to load this. I'm not complaining or anything. Okay, let's hop into this. So there's a couple things I'm going to go over when it comes to mindset. The one thing I want to point out to start is make sure that you have positioning and don't have a huge ego and be like, oh, I'm going to take this fight. That is not smart, and it's very dangerous, to be honest. So I'll do a couple drills to show you what I mean. And the one thing I live by is... Oof. Whoa. The one thing I live by is the saying, high ground equals power. And that is true, to be honest. Where am I going? So let's what should we do? Let's just go to Okay, so the first thing I want to point out is that if you look around in zero build, there's basically nothing to build or nothing to create cover from. So you have to create your own cover from the environment. So say, let's take this out. Actually, it takes the shotgun out. Say, say I go behind this rock, and I go here, and I tagged 107 on him, 126, and then 22. If he was shooting at me and I was in this cover, he wouldn't be able to get to me because I'm in cover and he's just in the wide open. So say like with this, like say like I'm out in the open. Like if they were shooting at me, like I would be dead because I wouldn't have cover. Let me actually, yeah. So to do a couple drills, so me being behind this rock right here, and you see that guy right up there. If I just he wasn't able to hit any shots on me besides that one shot because I was behind this cover. So say because I keep on going around this cover, he's not gonna be able to hit me because I'm behind cover and he's not. He's in an open field. So say I'm out in the open like this, and let's just say I'm shooting like this. They have really bad aim, but like if that was a real player, I would have been dead because of the reason that I'm in open, like I'm in an opening to where they see how he tagged me. Like I'm still running, but there is like I'm not, unless I throw like say oh, it's not gonna let me, never mind. Like unless I go behind this rock, like I'm not safe. This is cover this is cover. You have to play to your environment. Whatever's around you, you need to play to that. It doesn't matter what situation you're in. Any cover that you can find is perfect. Now see, this is a bad idea for me. If I wasn't fully healthed, he could have hit me hard and got me for a decent amount of damage. So, like with, let's go to, for example, go over here. I want to show you guys another example. So let's see. Combat movement. Here we go. So I'm just going to show you this because this is... Ow. Okay. Don't mind it. So, if you look at this, there's a lot of cover here. Buildings are very good for cover, especially when it comes to a good 1v1, or say you get third partied and it's a 2v1. So I'm gonna do, so say I did this. So I'm not in a good position right now. Because I have a bunch of other, if you look, I have a bunch of other enemies coming at me. I need to find some good cover. So what I would do would be, I would come over here and I would disengage from that fight, because for one, there was so many enemies coming at me at once, and when you're overwhelmed in a spot to where there's a certain amount of enemies coming at you, that can get very overwhelming, and it can be very hard for you to win that fight if you have if you don't have an advantage against your enemy. I also want to point out that hurdling and mantling is a good way to throw off your opponent. When you do this, so let me turn the bots back on. And I will show you a demonstration of that. So, let's say, so they found me, so I can move in different, I can move to different locations to throw them off and throw off my positioning so they are not in my line of sight, so I can't see them and they can't see me. Another thing that is very important is high ground. So I'm gonna go up here and say I have good specimen. Wow, just did that too. Oh, let's see what a good specimen is. Okay, so right here. So he got me for about 45. I bet, well, it's going up now, but he got me for about 20 or 30 shield. And if I come down, so I have the high ground. I have the high ground right now, so I don't have to worry about him like pushing on me or anything like that. If what I can do is come down here and crouch, and if I want to, I can do speed peeks when he's not facing me, and I can just get him from behind like that. The speed peaks are another thing that a lot of people have trouble with and are always asking streamers, like, how do you do that? Like, is that like hard? Is that like easy? To me, it can range. Because the blueprint that I want to go over is that the mastery of just your positioning and ego and having high ground, or just prioritizing kills over where you need to position. That is very hard for people. You have to stay moving at all times. Accuracy doesn't matter. So, like, I could keep on, I keep on moving and shoot at the same time. Like, I do not stop to aim unless I'm crouching like this on a high, let's do a demonstration again. So, I am not having a good day with the shockwaves. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna have to use the zipline, I think. Oh my. I'm sorry guys, this is not how I planned to do this. Actually, what I could do is I can use this high ground. So, say I'm up here and enemies down there. I can crouch and aim. I don't have to move. Yes, it is very risky to do that. Just standing still and aiming and shooting, because you're an easier target for people who have really good aim. So I would not suggest that, but I would always suggest to keep your character moving at all times, no matter the cost, because movement is going to be very important when it comes to keeping distance from your enemies and keeping yourself alive. So let's go. Now I'm gonna go into. I'm gonna do two different games that are. I'm gonna play two games, but I'm gonna use those games to show you different lessons. So the first game is going to be about positioning over kills. So let's go into. I'm not going to do energy. I'm only going to do two games, and then those two games are going to be two different lessons. The first one is going to be positioning over kills, and then the second one is going to be calm under pressure. For this first game of the blueprint, we are not going to be chasing kills. We are going to be playing smart, dropping at the edge of the map, and I'm looking to find shields, a good gun, mobility, and we have to have clean rotations. Okay. So dropping at the edge of the map. And this is going to be at the very edge of the map, so I know nobody's going to be coming here. I already see one guy going over there. Probably track him down once I get enough. There's one above me too. You always gotta keep a sharp eye of like where all the enemies are, because you don't want to be out in the open with nothing to help you out. Oh, so this is an early engagement. So I wasn't really looking for that much of an early engagement, but this is another note to point out is if you do get jumped, do not start panicking and just run away, because when you run away, that is the clear it's a clear strategy for you to get killed. And a lot of people have really good accuracy. I have decent accuracy when it comes to shotgun aim and everything else. If I look at the mini-map, the storm, I have 53 seconds until the storm moves in. So I'm free to just load up and not worry. Once we get to like 10 seconds, I'll start moving further down the map to get a better angle and a better positioning. Okay, so I have not 100. I have a minute and 28 until the circle closes in. So I have at least 30 to 40 seconds to loot if I come across a place where there is chests and I can loot those up, or I can just go straight to rotating and not do anything with the loot right now, because what I have is decent. I'm pretty good. My accuracy is pretty good with a shotgun, so I'm not worrying too much about that right now. I'm more looking for mobility and long range to mid range items, so this makes 7 assault rifles at like a mid-range kind of item. So if I go and I check, I'm in the circle, but I don't know if I'm gonna be in the next circle, so I have to keep on rotating to make sure that I'm not gonna get stuck in the storm and die. Because right now the storm does 1 damage per second, and even though that doesn't seem bad right now, I do not have any shield besides my overshield that I have right now. So I kind of need to find some sort of shield that will help. So I'm just trying to get ahead of the storm, let others fight behind me. I'm not worrying about anyone around me right now. You can notice that I'm not pushing any fights. I can hear gunshots. I did hear gunshots back there, but I didn't want to pursue that because I didn't want to die, because I do not have any shield with me. Okay. Okay, see, I'm not in the storm. I'm not in the circle, so I need to start to rotate. I do hear gunshots in front of me. Okay, disengage. That's where, because I knew that I did not have, I know I do not, oh crap, this is bad, and I just took fall damage. Okay, so this is bad. Oh, crap. Definitely use that. Maybe I can get some heals from one of these houses. Shield. So like I said before, mobility is very important. So the shockwaves. That was weird. Oh, there's more over here. Top 14 is not bad. Top myself off just to... And notice how I'm not take that patch up because I'm not gonna. So even at 100, I am still at a slight disadvantage because right now I need to be able to rotate. I am not gonna fight that because I know It just seems like a bait to me. I could be stupid and thanks. So this is really the oh, I only have 1 HP. I didn't realize that. Someone's gonna have the high ground. That's no. Top 5 is not bad. I'm not mad about that. Top 5 and 2 kills. So I'm kind of already taking the high ground. I'm not. Gosh. Okay. So there's a lesson that I can definitely learn from that, and you guys can. Positioning is a big part of the game. There's no other way to say it. There's a bunch of different streamers that I've seen that have pushed a fight when it's obviously not necessary. And win or lose, that game was just about positioning. I did not have a huge ego and be like, oh, I have to fight this. Like, that was good adjustment by me, because I made it so, for one, I was not in a difficult position, and for two, that I was playing it safe and rotating when others were distracted. So I'm gonna go ahead and just leave you guys with this one work, this one quote that I actually made up. Just remember, this series isn't just about getting better. It's about mastering the arts of adapting to your disability through playing games. I'm going to leave these words with you, and I want you to think about it. Play smart, stay calm, and win differently. You guys can do whatever you put your mind to, just like I did, and you can tell by that 4th place victory. Well, fourth place, I say it's a victory because it kind of is, but at the same time, it's not actual victory. A victory kind of looks more fun than that. But I just wanted to leave you guys with that quote. And I hope you found this episode useful. And I will see you guys in the next edition of Adaptive Fortnite Zero Build Blueprints.